Lawin Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawin Media Network.
Good evening, everyone, and good morning, Philippines. Welcome to episode 7 of Be Bold, Why Not? And you are watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, stream.lawin.live, and twitch.tv. And of course, if you cannot watch our live show, you can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and a lot more. And we are brought to you by Lawin Media Network. And of course, I'm your host, MJ Concepcion here saying, hello, hola, kumusta everyone? And to all our viewers from the Philippines, magandang umaga po at maraming salamat for always watching our show. And of course, here at Be Bold, Why Not? We are here to bring you stories that will inspire you, empower you, and just encourage you to live your best and to live boldly. Tonight, we have a very special guest, but before we get to her, let's show the mechanics of the game that we always do here at Be Bold, Why Not?
How to join the game. Watch the live show and join the conversation. Share your thoughts or experiences by commenting during the show. Like, share, and tag at least 3 friends in the comment section to qualify for a chance to win a prize. Participate actively. The more comments you leave, the higher your chances of winning. All participants will be eligible for the prize. The winner will be selected using the Wheel of Names randomizer.
All right, there you go. So the more comments you make, the more chances you have for winning a special prize at the end of the show. And tonight, we are very lucky and we are very honored to have a highly decorated woman in the Filipino American community. Tonight, we have Miss Shenel Rimando, who is a prominent community leader, entrepreneur, and licensed massage therapist based in San Antonio, Texas. She is widely recognized for her leadership in the Filipino American community and her diverse professional background spanning construction, finance, and wellness. Yes, you heard that right. So we're going to learn a lot of things tonight from our very special guest, no other than Miss Shenel Rimando. Come on in.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so excited for this moment.
You on the show. Oh my goodness, and you look so amazing.
Thank you. I've been up since 5 a.m.
Okay. And you still look like fresh as, the day started. Oh my goodness. How do you keep that? What's your secret?
You know what's exciting is I think I learned it from my mother. So my family were very we practice a lot of things, and it's being a Proverbs 31 woman. And really, I have my energy. I don't drink coffee. So I'm excited every morning to see what opportunities God has planned for me. And that's the reason why I'm excited, because every day is completely different. I get up at 5 a.m., I pray in the morning, and then I go to work. I start at 6 in the morning in my construction industry job as a project manager. And then if I do have massage clients, I'll massage from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., depending on whether I have meetings on the other things that I have going on. So it's all about time management and being grateful for the opportunity that God has given me.
Wow. Well, Chanel, I need to rub shoulders or hands or elbows with you so I can get your energy too.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm just curious, where are you from in the Philippines?
I was born in Quezon City in Manila. We came to the United States when I was 8 months old. I was raised in Chicago, and then I was tired of the winter because genetically I'm still a Filipina and I need a tropical environment. So when I turned 18, I wanted to go to college in Texas. And so I did. I went to University of St. Thomas in Houston, and then after I was getting close to graduation, I was recruited to work in the construction industry. And I have been in the construction industry for 11 years now. But
That's
my degrees are not in finance in construction at all. They're actually in finance and marketing.
okay. Wow. Do you have siblings?
I do. I have a kuya who is in Chicago. I have my older sister, my Ate Suzette. Unfortunately, she had passed away from pancreatic cancer, which is why I'm wearing this purple striped
Oh,
shirt. She had passed away at the age of 47. And then I have an older sister. She now lives with my parents back in Cubao in Quezon City.
okay. So you were born in the Philippines, but you were
Yeah.
raised in the United States.
Yes.
Right.
Hmm.
So my question for you is, how is it being raised in the US? How did you learn about our culture in the Philippines? Because there's so much influence, right? We are Western,
Hmm.
as they say, because if you're born,
Hmm.
I mean, raised in the US, you grow
Hmm.
up with Western culture. But how did your parents keep that Filipino culture in the family?
So, similar to a lot of people's immigration story, we came here from the Philippines we're a family of six, and together we came here with a family of six with only $110. So my parents always reminded us that we gave up everything. They used all their money to get here, and so they always try to ingrain that the Filipino values in me. My lolo and lola, they raised me. My lolo was actually a survivor of the Bataan March and was a POW, and he lived long enough to retire out of the military and raise me in Chicago. So a lot of the values, and he even taught me why I'm such a strong woman. Is even when I was a child, he would always tell me things like, I'm teaching you how to garden. I'm teaching you how to use tools because you never know what if the men aren't there. And I didn't
Mhm.
understand that concept until later on as an adult. Um, that he actually survived World War II and he
Mhm.
was gone for months. So my Lola didn't have her husband there. And thinking about it now as an adult, I realized that there were some lessons he was slowly trying to instill in me into being independent, but still making sure you take care of your community as well.
Yes, and look at you now. I mean, you truly are a strong woman with all the accomplishments that you
Mhm.
achieved, the roles that you like took on, right? So,
Mhm.
and again, Filipinos are really hardworking, and I think that's one value that is very distinct and unique of the Filipino American community, because as we all know, you find Filipinos all over the world. It's not
Mhm.
just States. I think most Filipinos go abroad because we want to help our family.
Mhm.
That is the main thing, right? We do everything
Mhm.
to help our families. So, and having grown in that kind of community or family, you go out in the community and you already have that heart of service, you already are trained, you already know what to do. But has there been, like, growing up here, what challenges did you encounter, like in your early years? Now
Mhm.
we are okay because you already are, like, you are is really strong. But growing up, of course, being not a native of the United States, in school and anywhere, have you ever encountered any type of, again, any challenge growing up here in the United States where we are not,
Mhm.
natives?
Yes, there's struggles even in my childhood, even today. So a lot of it was, especially in the climate that we're in, is okay, as a woman, as a minority, as an immigrant, should you even qualify to have a seat at the table? And then
Mm-hmm.
for me, even though I seem strong and bold now, as a child, I was actually very quiet. And my dream was actually to be a stay-at-home mom and have 12 kids, or to have a job that was like typing, or so that I didn't have to talk to anybody. And that's it, to have a very quiet life. But God was like, "That's cute. That's a cute dream." And he's like, "Hard left. Okay, I have a big plan for you.
Yeah.
Maybe that dream will come into fruition later, but no, I didn't make you for that purpose." So, yes,
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people leadership didn't choose me. I didn't choose leadership; it chose me. And so, by being an Asian American or an immigrant or a female in certain spaces, it was difficult growing up in Chicago. Luckily, there was a lot of diversity, but I think now more so was being in positions where not a lot of Asian Americans are seen, specifically in the construction industry. When I was the president of the National Association of Women in Construction San Antonio chapter
Mm-hmm.
from 2021 to 2022, I think Asians, men and women, were only 4% of the industry here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very small percentage. And I think some people told me at the time was that you're only the leader of this position because you're in a female only group. If you were in a organization that had men and women, I don't even think you'd make it on the board. So there's
Mm.
so many people that always constantly put me down, and then I'd say, okay, well, at least let me try, and then see what happens. Hmm.
And then you prove them otherwise, right?
Yes, and then they end up coming to me and then asking for advice or how I did it.
Yes. Yes,
Mhm,
you know how it is. When people are trying to put you down, the more that you are challenged to prove them
mhm,
wrong. But I think it's not even proving them wrong or proving other people wrong, but it's just proving to yourself that you can actually do it. Because our greatest competition, again, is ourselves, right? We
mhm,
tend to not really reach our potential because we downgrade ourselves, like,
mhm,
and I see that a lot, especially as you said, we are minorities, so we tend to like sulk in the moments where we should speak up because we don't know if they're gonna take us, like, but with your courage and everything, look at you now. And I don't even they say that it's not good to ask the age of a person, right? But I figure, I mean, you're a lot younger than I am. I
okay.
figure. Yeah. Do you mind at all? I mean,
Yes, I'm 37, and then Lawin Media actually did an article about me in February about how I achieved all of my life goals at the age of 33.
yeah.
So everything now is the cherry on top. And I think one of the biggest influences and driving factors is that my oldest niece is 31, and then my
Mhm.
youngest niece is going to be 21. So I have been an auntie since I was 7 years old.
Yes.
And I always wanted to make sure that I was a good role model and to show that, especially with everything on social media where people think it's easier to be an influencer and dress provocatively as a woman, that you don't have to be educated. I want to go the opposite direction. I want people to know me for being able to be intelligent, articulate, and to achieve things that people never even thought was something that they should try to do. So I like being an innovator in that way too.
That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. If I were your mom, I would be so like, wow. I would be bragging about
Thank you. She's watching.
I have a daughter too. So I think she's only 18, but
Mhm,
I am so proud of her because, you know, there are a lot of good things in the Western culture that we can adapt, right?
mhm,
Every culture, there's always a good that we can actually learn from and that we can do it ourselves because not every culture is perfect, and that's just
mhm,
the reality of it. And being in the United States is like a melting pot of a lot of different cultures from all over the world. So I think we are in the best position to actually grow more and better and become what we are now, right? It's a
Mm-hmm.
great opportunity to be around so many different cultures and so many different people, because we draw strength from each other. We draw those skills from each other. Nobody's perfect. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I know we're having so much fun, but we gotta go on our first break. We have a reminder. So let's go on our first break. And when we come back, let's continue with this very interesting conversation with our beautiful guest, Shenel. All right. So see you
In
after.
a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
All right, we are back. And okay, now let me ask you, because you said so you're in construction business, but
Mm-hmm.
can you tell us the different degrees that you actually, I mean, I can tell you're a very intelligent woman. Now, bring us down the memory lane. What the degrees you have in your belt or in your, so
Yes.
tell us about your different, education
Accomplishments. It's a
achievements.
lot. I have
Yeah.
I have 2 degrees and then 44 certifications.
Oh my,
So we'll
wow.
just highlight the we'll
Uh-huh.
just highlight the important ones. My
Yes.
my degrees are in finance and marketing, and I might also have 44 certifications in different things such as mental health, in terms of my massage business, manual lymphatic massage, sports massage, chair massaging. I'm also an ordained minister. I can be a bartender. I can serve food. Oh, I also have a certification in teaching people how to public speak because I'm also an MC. I MC events and I do voiceover acting. And I'm also a pet sitter.
Amazing. But how did you get into the construction business?
Yeah, so I actually had 11 years of experience in retail and management. And when I was getting ready to graduate, someone saw my resume on my university's website and
Mhm.
they asked if I'd be willing and open to an inside sales position in the construction industry. And when
Mhm.
I told that lady, I said, I have no experience. Are you sure? I don't even know what a blueprint or anything. And she said, as long as you have a willingness to learn, I will teach you. And I
Mhm.
think that's the biggest lesson because I went from knowing nothing in the construction industry to later on being the sales coordinator, helping train inside and outside sales representatives, helping oversee 12 branches, having my own territory. And from there, I ended up going into project management for a commercial sign company. And it's
Mhm.
that willingness to learn, that person who took a chance on me saying, I will take the time to teach you, that is someone who opened the door for me because I love the construction industry. Every day is completely different. I have
Mhm.
to learn, coordinate with architects, engineers, permitting, the manufacturing team, my clients, and making sure it gets installed correctly. In a way, in terms of marketing, I'm able to have my clients' brand come to life in the
Mhm.
real world, not in the 3D, in the virtual world.
Yes. Oh, I don't know what to say. I'm speechless.
But it's
Yes.
fun though. That's why I always ask people, just try. If you
Yes.
don't like it, try something else. I'm always trying. I was telling someone, technically I have 5 jobs right now, three that
Mhm.
are paid and then two that are nonprofit. But
Yeah.
it's to be able to exercise my mind so that when
Yeah.
I'm older, I'm able to remember things. And I work in the construction industry. I have my massage business. I'm the
Mhm.
region chair of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce Greater San Antonio. I'm also the affiliate chair of the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network in honor of my Ate Suzette, who passed away in 2019. And then
Mhm.
I'm helping plan their 5K that's happening on April 25th. So I have a lot of things going on, but it's exciting because I'm always exercising my brain. And, just like going to the gym, the
Mhm.
heavier weights that you have, the more you build your stamina, the easier it gets over time.
Yes, it's muscle memory, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
if you don't
Yes.
use your brain muscles, it's not going to work. But a lot of the gurus out there, they say that for somebody to be successful, they have
Mhm.
to focus on one thing. But in
Mhm.
your case, you are successful, but you are doing so many things.
Mhm.
Is your secret, or what tips or advice do you want to share to me? Like, to me, I'm learning from you. I'm older than you, but I'm learning from you. Sometimes I can, like, if I'm doing so many things, you're
Mhm.
spread thin, and you can
Mhm.
perform the best that
Mhm.
we can in all these things. But in your case, you seem to be performing in every aspect of whatever you're doing. So how do you do it, Chanel?
I'm
Yeah.
not the best at everything. However, my team is the best at everything. I
Mm-hmm.
either automate or I delegate, and I always ask for help. That's the biggest thing. And then, especially now that we have I use my calendar. And then the thing for me too is balance. In my calendar, I color code everything so that if something's related to the Filipino community, I have it in gold for the Filipino sun. I have R in red to spend time with my boyfriend. I have green for money. Is this related to how I'm going to make money, whether my day job or in my massage business? And then I have a color for church because I'm active in my church as well. And
Mm-hmm.
then I color code everything. And then I look at my calendar and I'm like, where am I allocating my time? And
Mm-hmm.
if that's taking too much of my time, where within that community can I ask for help or create a better system to make sure the people within that community are getting the support they need to be successful? Because I'm in these different communities for a reason. And
Mm-hmm.
our theme in San Antonio is building bridges, creating opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
The region isn't me. The region is all of us. And the sooner you ask have help from your community, the sooner you can achieve more.
Yes, I mean that's because again, you are leveraging not only on technology but on
Mhm.
people, right? And
Mhm.
I think that is a secret of great leaders, because leaders are supposed to really delegate. I mean, of course, you have to be, people say servant leader, you have to walk the talk, things like those, right?
Mhm.
But if you know how to leverage, just like what you do, technology, like AI and all that, and of course, people that are willing to help you achieve whatever your goals are for the organization that you lead. And I think that's the key also. It's like,
Mhm.
in our cohort study right now, right, the
Yes.
assignment is like leadership and management. So you have both. You know how to
Yes.
lead, at the same time you know how to manage, and I think that's really
Mhm.
a secret that maybe a lot of entrepreneurs is lacking, because not everybody too is born to be an entrepreneur, I believe. But I
Mhm.
also believe in what you said, as long as you're willing to learn. Because
Mhm.
like you going into the construction industry, you didn't know anything, but you were very willing to learn. And I think
Mhm.
willingness to learn is also another key for us to be able to achieve what we want. It doesn't mean that when we don't know this, that there's no way to know it. There's
Mhm.
always a way. There's always a way to learn things. And as long as we're willing to learn, then we can be whoever we want. And we,
Mhm.
again, too, as long as it's in alignment with God's plan for you, right? Nothing can stop you.
Mhm.
'Cause I
And
think
I think that that's a good point. When I'm in alignment with God's plan, everything
Mhm.
flows faster, actually. He opens doors for me, he gives me sponsorship, he helps me get the clients that I need. So actually, when I'm actually in alignment, I have more time because he's opened the doors for me and I've maximized my time.
Yes, yes, and
Mhm.
I think that's the biggest thing because I believe in that too. You know,
Mhm.
we are growing up, like when we were kids, we always like, oh, I want to be like this, I want to be like this. But then as we grow up, there are things that happen in our lives that
Mhm.
we just have to take a different path,
Mhm.
right? And then, but then if that is part of God's plan in our lives, He's gonna make our path smooth. Well, there's nothing perfect in the world. There's always gonna be challenges and trials and struggles, but those are all parts of the path of that way, right? There's nothing perfect, but
Mhm.
also those struggles and trials or challenges are the ones that actually make us who we are and part of God's plan so we can grow stronger and resilient and just be the best that we can be and be the person that God created us to be. So I totally agree with you and I can totally relate because I've been also obedient to God's plan in my life. I know that he's not done with me yet. So the best is yet to come, right? And
Mhm.
I remember what you said, like you're at 37, everything seems to be a cherry on the top.
Mhm.
Why did you say
Yes.
that?
Yes, because I had looked at everyone else's timeline. And their
Mm-hmm.
timeline, every person that I saw in terms of leadership positions, they were
Mm-hmm.
older. They were in their 50s or their 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, it would be nice to be on a board of a nonprofit or an organization in my 50s. It'd be even nicer if I finally, was a leader in my 60s, because typically that's what I saw growing up was people who were, and I realized it was because they were retired and they had a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so my timeline was, okay, I'll work and then I'll help out when I'm in my 50s and my 60s. But what ended up happening was that when my other student passed away in 2019, the
Mm-hmm.
same person who gave me that job in the construction industry said, I think you should join NAWIC. I think it would be a good support system for you, for having other women who can support you. And
Mm-hmm.
then during that time, I joined in 2019. And then I was on the board the following year. And then I became president 2021 to 2023. And
Mm-hmm.
you can imagine that's during the time of COVID, and that
Mm-hmm.
was really my first leadership position, and was very trying because there is no book on how to lead an organization during a pandemic. And then when
Mm-hmm.
I asked at the national level, what should I do? They said, well, it's at the discretion of the chapters to decide. And then I had opposing views of, should we wear a mask? No mask? Should we have in-person events or not? And
Yeah.
for me, that was one of the places where I was like, God, you're really testing me to see if I can be a leader. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was able to find a common ground for both parties. And we even were able to increase our membership from 20 members to 80 members, and then increase our funds from a low amount of money to a surplus. So much
Yeah.
so that our fundraising golf tournament, people were fighting each other to sponsor our event.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that God always puts me in a leadership position when it's needed most. Even now,
Mm-hmm.
and during this time where I'm region chair of my Chamber of Commerce in Greater San Antonio, it's when people are having a lot of economic uncertainty. There's a lot of war going on in the world. So I always say, God always puts me where it's really, really needed to show people to be a light in the darkness and to help be the calm amongst the storm.
Wow. I mean, I'm really so impressed. And I think it's glory to God because without his guidance, right, we wouldn't
Mhm,
be able to achieve no matter how hard we try if it's not
mhm,
in his plan or it's not in alignment with his plan for our lives. I think we're not gonna get anywhere. And I
right.
believe in that too.
Mhm.
So, oh my, it's getting so exciting. But we're on our second break. So when we
Okay.
come back, we will continue our conversation. And oh my God, I missed to read our comments like in the
We have
first.
to.
Yeah, when we come back, we'll read the comments from our viewers. All
Yeah.
right. I'm just so excited talking with you. Yeah. See you after a bit. All right, we're back and let's read some of the comments from our viewers. Okay, Grosel Carganilla Laurel, good morning. Good morning to you as well. We have Julia Reyes, good morning and evening. Mom MJ, good morning and evening. And then Margie Pozo Reyes, good morning, watching from Pangasinan. And we have Recto Julius, good evening, Mom MJ, watching from Pangasinan. We have Zia Ungria. Good evening, Texas. Hello, Ma'am MJ. Watching from Pangasinan. Mabuhay ang Lawin Media Network. Maraming salamat to you. And then we have a viewer who said, hello po. Hello to you as well. And then Elma Carganilla, magandang umaga from Ma'am MJ from Pinas. Yes, magandang umaga as well. And then we have Francisco Jasmine Ungria. Good evening, Texas. Hello, Ma'am MJ. Watching from Pangasinan. Let us join Be Bold. Why not? Yes. And then, yay. Okay, yes. And May De Vera, a powerful guest. Season 8 of Be Bold, Why Not are full of powerful and inspiring people. That's absolutely true. And I'm so privileged and honored to have them all here. And then Alvin Reyes, good evening, Texas. Hello, Mom MJ. And to our beautiful guest, good day from LG Water Station of Bobonan, Pusurubio, Pangasinan. Wow, maraming salamat, Alvin. And then we have Daylene Abarabar. Good morning, Ma'am MJ and Ma'am Shenel, watching from Bugalon, Pangasinan. Wow, new followers. Magandang umaga. Shaira Monteverde. Good evening, Texas. Hello, Ma'am MJ, watching from Pangasinan. Mabuhay ang Lawin Media Network. And then we have Jadel Fred Fronda. Good morning, Ma'am MJ, watching from Pangasinan. And of course, we have Crisaline Buteres Nadado. Good morning, Ma'am Chanel. Yes, good morning to you. We have Elma Carganilla. Napakaganda ng guest ngayong gabi. Hello, Ma'am Chanel.
My mom
Siyempre,
will appreciate that.
of course. And we have Jingle Romero. Good evening, Ma'am MJ and Ma'am Shenel Rimando, watching from Pozorubio, Pangasinan. And Renz Vanister Baniqued, looking forward to learning a lot from today's episode. Yes, we're learning a lot. And then Chloe Nicole Castro, good morning, everyone. Good morning as well. O, diba? Alicia de Serra de la Peña, good evening, Texas, watching from the Philippines. Yes, yes. And then J.R. Jung Kailing Nonat. Okay. Good evening, Ma'am MJ, Ma'am Shenel Rimando, watching from Pusurubio, Pangasinan. Maraming salamat. She is such a role model. That's very true. May De Vera, 6 jobs, yet still serves the community. Powerful woman indeed. Grabe talaga. I'm so inspired. How do you have all the energy in the world, right? Reggie Baniqued, good morning. Watching from Batangas. Yes, we have a viewer from Batangas this time. I am really so impressed, Chanel. Now let me go back. You mentioned earlier that all you dreamt when you were younger was to be a stay-home mom and have 12 kids. Okay, now how? Because that's stuck on my mind because
So I have that. The reason why is because I have 4 nieces and 2 nephews. So I was helping take care of 6 kids since, I was 7 years old. And I felt that the love that I have when I was around that, I wanted to double it. And that's the reason why I wanted that. That was my dream for but then growing up later on, I was like, man, that's expensive. So
But young as you were, you already had that thought in your mind?
yes, because I loved taking care of my nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if my siblings, planned it, but it was around summertime. So the summers where I was off, I was taking care of the babies, feeding them, changing their diaper, taking care of them. And it was fun. I loved seeing them grow up, and my nieces and nephews are so successful right now. I love seeing their growth.
Okay. So I understand. So you have kids, if you don't mind me
No, I
asking?
don't have any kids. No.
Okay.
That's also probably why I have so much time. I'm like, I'm I'm not married yet. Yes.
Mhm.
But I am divorced, but I'm not married at this point in time.
Okay. So
Mhm.
because that's one dream that you had that did not
Mhm.
fruition, right? But
Mhm. At
how
least not in the timeline that I wanted.
yes. But do you have
Mhm.
any regrets at all?
No, because a lot of people tell me
Mhm.
that I was able to accomplish all the things that I wanted to do, because oftentimes people do it and they have children first, and then
Mhm.
they forget to pour into themselves, and then they say, "Oh, I wish I could have done X, Y, and Z, but I didn't
Mhm.
have a chance to do it." And one of the reasons why I think my timeline went the opposite direction is because my mom's timeline was traditional. My
Mhm.
parents have been married now for 56 years.
Mhm.
And my mom has been married since she was 17, and then, as a mother, and then it
Mhm.
became an entrepreneur. So she did the traditional route. And then I went the opposite by being a career woman, and then, knowing who I am first, being
Yes.
secure in who I am and showing that it can be done. Not
Mhm.
saying, oh, so and so is doing X, Y, and Z. It's
Mhm.
no, your mom accomplished all of these things. And
Mhm.
you show it with receipts and
Yeah.
video and social media,
Yeah.
versus saying, here's a history book about someone who did something great at some point in time. It's
Mhm.
being able to say that during this present moment, I was able to accomplish something, and I'm grateful to share it, because I hope that you are 1,000 times better than I was.
Mhm.
Mhm,
Yes, it's all those valuable lessons that we learn through our journey that
mhm,
can actually help other people, right? Just like
yeah,
what you said, you were inspired by your mom because she did the opposite. So you wanted
mhm,
to do the opposite so you can achieve even more. And
mhm,
because of that, you had someone that you looked up to that
mhm,
helped you realize those dreams that you have, not necessarily taking the same path, right? Not necessarily taking the same path. But again, that is so amazing to hear from someone like you who's like not even in their 40s and have achieved so many things, right? So
mhm.
can you share us some of the awards or recognitions that you have been given, like having all these accolades, and share us, because it's not to brag about it, but it's to actually glorify God in your life because you have achieved this because of his guidance and because of
Mhm,
all the opportunities that was given to you.
mhm. So when I was part of the Women in Construction organization, I received a regional award for marketing. And then when I became president at the national level 2 years in a row, we won the national award for our diversity, equity, inclusion um, programs for 2 years in a row. And then as part of a board member last year, under the guidance of our former region chair, Jean Garangal, we actually won Outstanding Region of the Year for 2025. And then for me and my massage business, when I graduated with honors last year from massage school, keep in mind, I was still working my day job. And then I was going to massage school 6 to 10 from Monday through Thursday. And then during third semester, I was interning doing 22 hours of massaging in addition to my day job, being part of the chamber, and then running the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network.
Yeah.
So that was very much an example of time management, but that was very important to me. But the reason why I wanted to do that specifically is because the massage school that I go to, they have a program where if you do 300 hands-on hours, you will go to school for free. They will
Wow.
waive your tuition. And especially in the community here in San Antonio, for people coming from the Philippines, if they don't have, they need something. I wanted to see if I could actually accomplish it and go through the program so I can guide other people who are trying to find a better way. Say, go to the massage school, finish the program, and see if you can start your massage career and make more money that way.
Okay. Oh, so now having all this in your plate, like
Mhm.
the region chair, you're doing your construction job, you have your massage business and
Mhm.
other community involvements. What do
Mhm.
you do for self-care?
I get massages, I go to facial, I get a facial, and then I go walk along the San Antonio River Walk. My boyfriend and I try different restaurants in San Antonio. We go to the movies. The other fun thing was just part of our date night is we'll go to different churches in San Antonio to check out what's going on there and the historical churches. So that's one way that we can still combine our religious practices with spiritual growth, with quality time.
That's good. I need that. I do massages too. I love massages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to try yours. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. That's so amazing. You're now, of all these things that you are doing, is there a particular area or what's your most favorite?
My
If you
most
have one,
favorite
if you do have
in,
one.
in terms of what I'm doing,
Yes.
as of right now, probably the massaging, because a lot of my clients are not here for relaxation. They're people who either cannot walk, that have tech neck, people who thought they'd had to have surgery. And with a couple of sessions with me, they're able to walk and they're able to move their bodies and they can exercise again and they didn't have to have surgery. So during my internship, people would wait 4 weeks to see me. And even now, especially that I'm only massaging when I'm available, people are willing to wait. Someone saw me in December and they booked a massage in February because they're like, okay, I'll wait until you come back from the Philippines. So they're waiting months in advance to come see me. So I'm grateful that I have the technique and the intuitive feeling to touch someone and even know if they don't tell me they're injured, I already know that something was wrong in that area.
Wow. You are like healing bodies. Oh, like wow. That's so I'm really just speechless, but we're so blessed to have someone like you. Your community. I mean, your
Mhm.
community is so blessed to have someone like you because you are serving people in different capacities, right?
Mhm.
So let me ask you. Also mentioned about being a speaker, like you train
Mhm.
public speaking.
Yes.
Can you share to us when you actually knew that you are a public speaker? Because I can relate because I've been speaking in public since I was like in elementary school too. But did you grow up in public speaking?
I did not. I I didn't want it. My mom, okay, so my mom's an MC, but actually this blazer I'm wearing is my mom's. So I guess it's in the genes. My mom is an MC, my kuya is an MC, and then I think my started becoming an MC in San Antonio because I did interviews in Friendly Pinoys of San Antonio, where we
Uh-huh.
would go throughout San Antonio, interview businesses and try to
Yeah.
get them to get business. And then people asked me to MC the Filipino and Pacific Islander Festival, Adobo Throwdown, Teen Star International, and birthdays, weddings. So it's been exciting.
Yes, I know. Well, you're very articulate. So I think you're right. It's in the genes. There are people
Mhm.
that train for it. Like, did you ever get certified with, like, I am certified with Jan Maxwell and Les Brown. Have you
Mhm.
ever attended any of those certifications or
No, but I have some other certifications for public speaking. I'd have to go look
okay.
at my LinkedIn. It's in there somewhere.
Okay. Okay. And then again, as I said, you're really very articulate, very well
Mhm.
versed with a lot of different topics. And I think it's really just if you have a story to tell, I mean, I think that's the most powerful thing. Any story, if you're able to articulate it and express it in a way that you connect with the people listening to you, that's the most important thing. Because even no matter how good we speak, if we don't connect with the listener or whoever is watching us, they're not really going to understand, right? Because
Mhm.
it's expressing our thoughts and feelings and getting into them like it's going to affect them in a way, right? That's just like what we're doing
Especially with AI now,
now.
people don't know if that's a real person they're watching or an AI bot.
Yeah.
So I think that being as authentic as possible is what will make people feel like you're not scripted and that you're a genuine person.
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness, we're at the last break. So when we come back, I think we're going to focus on your role now in the chamber. Cuz I see last time we were in the same, right? We were in the same show. You have a lot of activities and I'm like, wow, how do you do all these things? Like you are the region who have the most activities in the state,
Mhm.
so I want to learn, I want to see and just share as what you're doing now as the current chair of San Antonio region. Okay, so when we come back, we'll focus on her role as the chair for Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, Greater San Antonio. So see you after a bit.
For divorce and family law in Texas, Liggett Dizon Law Firm PC will guide you every step of the way.
From initial consultation to detailed review of your case and strategic planning.
We'll sit with you during negotiations or mediations, and represent you in court.
Whether it is a family law, estate planning, or immigration, we will be there to guide through the final steps.
So, leave your legal matters behind you and embrace your future.
You can contact Liggett Dizon Law Firm PC at 346-5454-346 or visit dizonlawfirm.com.
All right, we're back again and let's read more comments. Okay, Princess Kendra Laurel, napakaswerte ng iyong magiging anak, Ma'am Shenel. O, di ba? And then, of course, from Ara Kilman Ungria, ang ganda ni Ma'am Shenel, parang nasa 20s pa lang siya. O, di ba? And then, of course, we have Elma Carganilla. Wow, 146 viewers. Yes, yes, thank you all. That's amazing. And then we have Arara Kilman Ungria again. God bless you, Mom Chanel. I know you are or you have a good heart. Yes. And then John Garcia, watching is coming from more watching to come. Hindi lang ito basta-basta pinapanood dahil maraming mapupulot na aral ang tulad kong nanonood dito sa Be Bold, Why Not? I love Lawin Media. Wow, maraming salamat. Rosel Carganilla Laurel, gusto ko rin matuto kung paano ang tamang pagmasahe para ako na lang ang magmasahe sa aking asawa. That's so funny. All right, Princess Kendra Laurel. Ma'am Chanel, nakakaintindi ka rin po ba ng Tagalog?
Yes.
Okay.
I know. I'm not fluent in speaking it back. I have to practice, but I do. I'm in the group chats. I read Tagalog. They speak to me in Tagalog. So, yes.
Okay. Napakaganda ng mga comments. Sa ganda ni Ma'am Chanel, baka magbibigay pa siya ng mga prizes. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. But, because we have this game, what we do, we pick winners at the end of the show. And then,
Mhm.
not that much, but it goes a long way for our kababayans, di ba? It can
Mhm.
buy maybe few kilos of bigas. So,
Mhm.
yun yung parang we're not just inspiring people in the show, but we're giving back a little bit to our viewers. Kaya we're so blessed. So we have to share our blessing. And then Effie Giet, Chanel is the best. Oh,
Oh, that's our membership chair in GSA.
okay. Well, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, so now let's focus on your role now as the current chair of Greater San Antonio region.
Mhm.
So tell us, share us what your activities are and what's your main goal or
Mhm.
focus during your term as the
I
as the
I
chair.
listened to a lot of people and they said, Chanel, I would really love to go to the monthly networking event. However, I'm struggling financially. As a
Mhm,
chamber, you need to give us the tools to be in a financially good position.
mhm,
And or hearing from business owners saying, I'm struggling just to keep my doors open. How
mhm,
is the chamber going to help me?
mhm,
And for me, being a servant leader, I wanted to make sure that how are we going to educate our chamber members and keep budgets down?
mhm,
So I only had 3 goals for this year. One is to have more member-led workshops. 2, collaborate with organizations and the other chambers. And 3, by having 50 plus activities in this year alone that will demonstrate that there's value in becoming a member and that will
mhm,
increase sponsorship.
mhm,
So yes, I've only been region chair, 3 months? Q1, yes, 3 months now. And we have at least 4 to 6 activities per month.
mhm.
And we've increased our membership significantly. During Lumpia Week, we had almost over 35,000 views on social media. And then I was also the Celebrating Women Inspiring Change at the
Mhm.
state level chair. So
Yeah.
balancing all of that, it was a tough learning curve for me. But I also realized a lot of the things that I've implemented in the chamber was things that I did previously as my role as president of the Women in Construction chapter. And the goal here is to help keep costs down and have members who have the knowledge share that information so that the people who need the information are able to be there. So we have our first Thursday of the week, we have our Finance and Friends, which
Mhm,
is led by our board member, Aristotle Magdibay. And then we have our Building Champions workshop. It's available via Teams or in person at the Academy for Massage Therapy Training. And that's how to start or grow a small business. That's led by Eric Anderson. He has been in the business of consulting businesses and people for 30 plus years. He was named one of top 50 international speakers in the early 2000s. Then we have our home buyers workshop that's being led by multiple people in our chamber. And then we
mhm.
have our monthly networking event every third Wednesday of the month. So there are things that are constantly happening. And then we even have a fraud workshop too. And then an insurance workshop. These are all led by our members. It's not
Yeah.
led by me. It's all led by members. And
Mhm.
so I'm grateful for them to share their knowledge.
Yeah, and that's so amazing because the members actually feel their value because they are involved. They are
Mm-hmm.
involved in the activities of the chamber, and I think that's a challenge for a chamber, right? To because
Mm-hmm.
it's not easy because everybody has like they have jobs because we have members who are professionals, so and then we have members who are entrepreneurs, so it's kind of hard sometimes to put together activities that will actually be well attended. But it
Mm-hmm.
seems like in your region you actually are encouraging more people to be more involved and to be part of, which they see the benefit and
Mm-hmm.
they feel the value of the chamber because of that. So
Mm-hmm.
you might be the chamber that we need to follow this year, huh?
And what's
Yeah.
interesting is even during one of the workshops, I talked about we have our one of our signs. I talked about our mission, and most of our members are not Filipino. They believe in being of service, and that's what I emphasize. We're here to be of service to the community because our workshops are free. This is
Mhm.
free information because we want to make
Yeah.
sure the community at a whole is successful. So
Mhm.
that goes back to our Filipino values because we talked about this in the leadership cohort
Mhm. Yeah.
module week
Yeah.
2 or week
Uh-huh.
1, but that was one of those things to learn. Those are values that we don't just keep in our Filipino community. We apply it in the community that we're in, and that's why we want to show the community that we're a chamber of commerce that's not just living in a silo. We're here for the greater San Antonio community and for those in the Philippines as well.
Yes, yes, that's so good. So, what's coming up with the chamber? Ooh, that's your website?
That is
Oh,
my website. Yes, that's my website, Radiantly Rimando. But for the chamber, you can actually go to cultura.rsvp if you wanted to. We have different events that are coming up this month. We have our this Saturday from
mhm,
10 a.m. to 11 a.m. is going to be our networking event at
mhm,
Academy for Massage Therapy Training. We will be talking about small business and how to either start or grow a small business. And then later on this month, we have our insurance workshop that's going to be happening at the Academy for Massage Therapy Training again.
mhm.
And then later on, we have our fraud workshop later on this month. That's also the Academy for Massage Therapy Training. So what's good about me massaging is that I work on Tuesday or Wednesday nights, typically as a licensed massage therapist at the massage school I graduated from. And they allow me to use Friday and Saturday, the classroom, to help the
Mhm.
community. So that's one of the benefits of one, having all these jobs, but two, amplifying and working with other people that have a heart and for a servant leadership mentality and working together in that way.
And that's one of the benefits of really networking. I mean,
Mhm.
good to have all these different organizations because you're not just making connections with the community. Now they are actually being part of how you're realizing those
Mhm.
activities and goals that you have because they're willing to help. They're willing to, and the, yeah, talk about this.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
my purple stripe shirt. Actually, I am the affiliate chair for the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. Our 5K walk happens on Saturday, April 25th at Pickerel Park in Schertz, Texas. And again, I'm doing this. This will be my 8th year doing it. It's in honor of my Aunt Suzette, who had passed away from pancreatic cancer in 2019 at the age of 47. That is my page. If you would like to help and donate to my page to help me reach my goal, I would appreciate that. The survival rate right now is only 13%, and we're trying to help give free resources for people who need support, whether it's through nutrition, finding the correct doctor, research. So we try to help not only in San Antonio and throughout the nation. So it's something that's been near and dear to me in the nonprofit sector, in the cancer research sector. That's another part of my brain that I'm
Mhm.
also exercising is how can I help people in knowing that when I started at the Purple Stride event, there were only 5 survivors, but
Mhm.
now last year we had 20 survivors on that survivor tent. So year after year, there are more and more survivors, and that's the reason why I put in the time and the effort to help plan Purple Stride.
I am so like I salute you for what you do. I really do. I mean, it's like it's amazing how as young as you are, you have that mentality of not only serve and be a leader in the community, but giving back,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
I think because the biggest and number one secret in life, actually, for us to be happy and joyful and really to succeed is giving.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing more fulfilling than giving, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I can feel, I mean, I can relate because I love to give too. It doesn't matter how much you give, anything, any amount can go a long way for someone who's actually needing that help.
Mm-hmm.
So let's support Chanel, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen. Yeah, let's support her for the cause that she's representing, for the activities that she's doing, because it's not only serving the greater San Antonio region, but again, people around the region and even these cancer survivors. I work
mm-hmm.
at MD Anderson as a nurse practitioner at the palliative care department. So I see it every day,
Mm-hmm.
especially these patients, they're not only struggling physically, with the illness, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, but also financially. It's real.
Mm-hmm.
Financial distress is real. And when
Mm-hmm.
you get devastated with any type of critical illness, you want to focus on getting well. You want to focus on getting better. So if we have people like Chanel that are doing this, helping the best way they can to just be of help and can assist in anything, like even no matter how big or small, let's support, because that will go a long way and that can really make an impact to someone who's suffering from cancer. So I salute you for that, Chanel. I know we're
Thank
already at
you.
9 p.m., but I just want to ask your most important advice to all our viewers, because we've learned so many things from you today. I mean, it's like
Mm-hmm.
be willing to learn, like be coachable, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Be the best, give your best foot forward when you do things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if you're knowledgeable or not, just do it. You've been so bold, you've achieved so many things in life, you're serving your community, you're advocating for people in the community, for people suffering from cancer. So what is your biggest or most important advice to all our viewers tonight?
If you have any questions, have the courage to ask somebody in real time. I think people often wait or they're shy. And that's the reason why I'm successful, is because I'm not afraid to be embarrassed. I'm
Mhm.
afraid that I'm wasting time.
Mhm.
And so for me, having the courage to ask somebody and get a mentor. I have 10 mentors because people have already gone through something and you want to learn from them. So try to fail forward as quickly as possible and get used to failing, because I fail all the time. I don't know anything. And then I
Mhm.
ask the experts because AI isn't always correct. So I go and ask leaders in their field who've been dedicating their lives, and then I ask them, is this information correct? Because as a leader, I don't want to have misinformation. And now I'm guiding my people with more misinformation.
Mhm. That's
Mhm.
that's a great lesson. Yes. Because you're right. People are scared to ask question because they don't want to be embarrassed. But and
Mhm.
failure is not actually a failure. You know,
Right.
yeah, because we learn from those failures. So
Mhm.
without those failures, we cannot be successful. It's
Right.
part of the game. It's part of the game. Nobody's exempt to fail, right?
And at least you're trying. Most people don't even try.
Yes.
They like
And
to
then
be keyboard warriors.
that's right. And I've heard someone said, if you don't try, you already failed 100%. But if
Mhm.
you try, you have a 50-50 chance of becoming successful. Yes. So that's very true. Now let's see who our winner for tonight's game or show. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of comments. I'm so excited. Yes, we're
That is
going
a
to
lot of comments.
I know, right? Yeah. Let's see. Our first winner, Roselle Laurel. Congratulations. Congratulations to you. And let's pick another winner. Our next winner, drum roll. Wow, congratulations, May De Vera. You won finally.
Yay.
Okay. To all our winners tonight, congratulations. And to our beautiful guest, thank you so much. Learned a lot from you, not just our viewers. And you are an inspiration. Yeah, you truly are. You know, I'm making my boldest leap of faith ever in my life too. So, and I am so inspired by you, because I want to announce now I'm quitting my full time job at MD Anderson Cancer Center at the end, I mean, by the 24th of this month, because I want to focus on protecting families. Yes, yes, because I do life insurance with living benefits. And I want to focus on that because I see it every day again. Financial distress is real. And I want to protect those families before they get there, right? So,
Yes.
anyway, good night, everyone. And Monday, join us again for the 8th episode of Be Bold, Why Not? Season 8. Thank you and good night. God bless.